morning. Today at the Young's house, my family has requested loaded, covered, smothered eggs. And I'm going to show you how I like to do it Gina Young style. This recipe is so much fun. Super easy. Just grab what you got in the refrigerator and make these eggs. Everybody, guaranteed, they're going to love this recipe. I hope you're having a great day today. It has been raining since 1 a.m. last night. Well, 1 a.m. this morning. And it hasn't stopped. The rain is pouring down like never before. It was hot this morning, but now it's a little chilly, so I began to close the windows that I had open. It's a dreary day. It's muddy outside. I hope you're having a good day today. All right, look, here's what you're gonna need. Super easy ingredients. I have some beautiful fresh eggs here, and I'm gonna be using some sausages. A smoked sausage tastes amazing in your eggs, trust me. Of course, you're gonna need some butter, and in my pan I got some oil. I'm using some yellow American cheese today. All right, we're gonna use some mushrooms. For those of you that love mushrooms like I do, put you some mushrooms in your eggs and see what it tastes like. But I also know that there are some people out there that do not like mushrooms and they think they're scary. You don't have to put the mushrooms in yours. I got some beautiful tomatoes, a nice gorgeous green bell pepper, a sweet Vidalia onion. We're gonna do something super interesting with this mustard here, okay? Your favorite mustard. And I have some bagels. We're gonna toast up some bagels. We're gonna put some melted butter on there and some strawberry preserves. I have some seasoning so we can make this scrambled taste delicious. It's salt, pepper, and parsley flakes. Make sure your hands are clean. Let's make covered, smothered, loaded eggs Gina Young style. The first thing we're gonna do, let's go ahead and get started slicing up your favorite smoked sausage. This is, I believe it might be a Hillshire Farm. And it's a cheddar sausage that I happen to have in my refrigerator. We're gonna cut it down into these medallions just like so. In my pan, there's a tiny bit of oil. And what I'm looking for is to get a nice char onto them. When you get a char onto these sausages, trust me, they taste better. Just because you're getting a char on them doesn't mean that they're burnt. It means they're gonna taste better. When you make a covered and smothered loaded egg, you're gonna want to always saute up the vegetables. If you're not sauteing up the vegetables, they'll be raw. And you don't want them raw in your eggs. Of course, we know the eggs do not take a long time to cook, right? And so if you put raw vegetables into your eggs, they'll still be raw, right? So what I like to do is in this pan here, tiny bit of oil or a tiny bit of butter. We're gonna saute them up for about 7 to 8 minutes, get them nice and tender. And when you cook them to get them nice and tender, they get a lovely sweet taste that I absolutely love. So let's go ahead and get started on our beautiful sweet onion here. You gotta have onion in it, right? I wanna hear from everybody in the comment section. What is your idea? Loaded eggs, what do you want in yours? I mean, yours might be pepperoni and mozzarella. Tell me what you want in yours. Now the bell pepper. I'm not gonna put a lot, but I wanna put enough to make it gorgeous and give it some great taste, right? Any color of the bell peppers will work. Absolutely they will. This is something that my family requests a lot. They tell me it kind of tastes like their favorite omelet. You know, only you're not making omelets. You're just covering and smothering those eggs and whatever your favorite ingredients are. I have even made this before, and I put a sausage gravy in with the eggs, and everybody went wild. They loved it so much. So when you're making eggs like this, have fun with it. Go ahead and scoop our vegetables right into our pan that has a little bit of oil or butter. The sausage is smelling absolutely amazing, and we're gonna cook these. Now, right before you get ready to take these vegetables out of the pan, salt and pepper them to give them some good flavor. Our vegetables and sausage cook up. I want to put some tomatoes in mine. So I understand that there's not a whole lot of people that like a cooked tomato, but I love cooked tomatoes, especially in eggs. So I'm going to chop up 2 beautiful Roma tomatoes. So now here's the thing. You will always put these tomatoes in at the last minute, almost like an afterthought. Because if you don't, they'll turn into mush. You put them in too early when your eggs are scrambling, no, they turn into mush. So right before you know that those eggs are perfectly cooked, Then you toss in the tomatoes. They cook to perfection and they are lovely in your eggs. What are you all having for breakfast this morning, or what did you have for breakfast? I'd love to hear from you in the comment section below. Is anybody doing anything special for dinner today? Are you making a Gina Young recipe? Let me hear from everybody. It's just a Wednesday, right? It's the middle of the week. Everybody's kind of winding down and hoping and waiting that Friday gets here as quick as possible. I know you are, but I still feel like every day of the week, even if I'm making my family a tuna sandwich, I want it to taste spectacular. When you're making a recipe, take your time and make it taste good. Even if you're making tuna sandwiches, right? Let's take a peek in. Oh yeah, look at that. Getting some nice color onto these sausages. Go ahead and salt and pepper or bell peppers and onions. If you can't use the salt, I always tell you, leave it out, right? It'll be okay. I promise. Now, if you're doing mushrooms like I am, throw them right in with the vegetables, okay? Let them get nice and heated up just like so. Go ahead and take this time to crack some eggs here. I'm making a nice amount because I'm cooking for several people here. Okay, so lovely, nice fresh eggs here. All right, beautiful. There we go, no shells today. Hopefully not. Our sausages, they are perfectly cooked. All right, and our vegetables, they're perfectly cooked. Why not go ahead, combine them together. Okay, we're gonna turn this stove off and just set them aside until we're ready to incorporate them into our eggs. Look how gorgeous that is, yeah. Look at how fresh and beautiful these bagels are. I mean, like, they're soft as baby skin. Oh my goodness. I almost want to eat it that way, but you can't. You know, we're going to toast them. So let's go ahead and get those down. Okay, in the meantime, I have these eggs. You don't need heavy cream. You don't need milk. You don't need water in these. All you got to do is whisk some good air into them to make them taste and look nice and fluffy every time. Whisk the air into it. It's nice and hot, so well, it's warm. You don't want it super hot because then you have eggs that got brown on it, and I'm not a fan of that. Okay, lovely, beautiful. So I have this on like just a medium heat. So now once the eggs begin to cook, here's what we're gonna do to give these eggs some flavor. I know, it's super interesting, but if you know that I got good taste buds and I know what good food is, you're gonna trust me on this one. Mustard. Your favorite mustard, throw you some mustard in there. And the flavor is robust. Trust me. And we're not going to salt and pepper it, not just yet. If you salt it, you make the eggs watery and it changes the whole consistency of your eggs. You're going to need a soft spatula. A soft spatula to do what I like to call a pulling technique. We're going to pull the cooked egg to the middle, of course, and we're going to let that raw egg draw to the outside, just like so. We're not scrambling it with the fork. Don't do that. Move quick on these bagels here because we don't want our eggs to burn. Melted butter. If you're making any kind of toast, you're buttering anything, you make sure you're using melted butter and it'll turn out right. When you're using cold butter, you'll make whatever bread that you're using soggy every time. Melted butter will never make it soggy. Melted butter makes it taste good. Okay, so watch this. Here's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to take some of that strawberry jam. Each bagel is going to get some strawberry jam on top of the butter, I know. The technique that I love to do is going to make my eggs nice and fluffy every single time. Yes, it will. So now here's what I used to do back in the days. Back in the days, I would pour the scrambled eggs right on top of this. As soon as this was done, I poured the scrambled eggs right on top. Jam. Who loves it? Or what's your favorite jam or jelly? Let me hear from you all. I do like peach jam. I like a mint jelly. Sure I do. There's so many different ones you can choose from. There's a hot pepper jelly that I need to introduce to my family. And I think the way that I'm going to introduce that hot pepper jelly is when I make a pork roast. Absolutely. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Our eggs are like 50% of the way cooked. Okay, so I'm super happy with that. And now that they're 50% of the way cooked, we're going to put us some mustard in there. You bet we are. Excuse me. And this will take the flavor up to the sky once I open it. Seeing this lady, and she has been using, I love everything she does. She has been using mustard in her eggs. And when I tried it, I said, oh my goodness, it's like the best thing on earth. So thank you to her, right? We're putting it in. That was about a tablespoonful of mustard. You see, I'm kind of mixing it in just like so. Lovely. Take a look at these eggs. They're almost ready to take on the party. And the party is all of these lovely ingredients. And how easy was it this morning for me to make up this simple breakfast for my family that you're going to absolutely love. You're going to be able to share this with your family. Okay, my eggs are like 90% of the way. Let's add everything in now. Ready to have fun? You're ready to have fun. Let's do it. The eggs are 90% of the way cooked. All of the lovely ingredients go in. Okay, beautiful. I'm going to leave some because I'm going to use that for something else later. Oh, look at that. Oh my goodness. I know, right? But it gets better because now we're going to make it cheesy. And remember when I said we're going to cover and smother it? Smother it is when we put the cheese on, right? Absolutely. And let's do that now. I like to use Yellow American. Yellow American is creamy, dreamy, and it melts perfectly. And then the tomatoes go in at the last minute. Yum, yum, and yum. Who's excited? You are. What we can to get that cheese nice and melted. How lovely is this? It's so beautiful. It's so gorgeous on the plate. You didn't have to make an omelet. A lot of people struggle with the omelet. If that's you, you can make this. Sure you can. You can make this and everybody's going to love it, right? Everybody's going to rant and rave about your covered and smothered eggs. Gina Young style. Sure, it's like 90% of the way melted. I went ahead and put those tomatoes in. We can go ahead and turn the heat off and breakfast is served. Go ahead and put that little bit of salt. If you can't use it, leave it out. Perfect. I'm going to go ahead and pepper it. There we go. Let's eat. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. If you ain't subscribed, what you're waiting on, tell your family and friends, tell the world what Gina's doing every single day in this kitchen. And Father, on today, we thank you for this lovely breakfast, your hedge of protection and your mercy. Amen, amen. Once again, who wants a bite? You're going to taste. You want to taste? I'm going to give you that first bite. Oh my goodness. Every bite is spectacular. Take a bite. I'm going in. Make you some. Enjoy.